I wanted to do a quick tutorial today on sheet mulching. If you ever wanted a way of gardening or a way to keep weeds out of your flower beds in an almost permanent way, this is the way to go. It's a very low maintenance way of getting rid of weeds and keeping an area nice and pristine. So we already have a fair bit of the section done here, but there's 3 or 4 basic steps to sheet mulching. The first step is going to be to knock down all your tall weeds and tall grasses, and I did that earlier by just going around walking on it. Or another thing you can do is just quickly pull what's there and just drop it to the ground. So that's your first step. Some people like to pitchfork the ground or broad fork the ground to allow some air into the soil if it's really dense or anything like that. But your second step is to lay down a sheet material. So the general rule of thumb is if it has lived before, it can live again. So any of your paper products or woody materials, your cardboard, here we have phone books and yellow pages, or any newspaper that you had, just stay away from the glossy paper and a lot of your plastic that can sometimes be found on cardboards in some specialty boxes. But then you pretty much want to take your sheet material, soak it in some water to get a better seal, and then just cover up every spot of ground. And you want to do this to keep any light from getting to the upper layers or lower layers of the weeds and the grass that still has leaves out, to really shade that out and then allow a dark, moist environment for all the microorganisms in the soil to come up and start eating all the organic matter that you just placed on top of them. And that'll really condition your soil as it is, as well as give you a nice cool area for life in the hot summer, and it'll even keep it a little warmer and more thermoregulated throughout the winter as well. And so some of your plants that like to have a little less shock on their roots through the winter months, sheet mulching around them can help with that. And so that's your second step, and we'll end up covering the rest of the grass with paper products, and if you find any holes that you missed, just put some more on there. And then your third step, your third ingredient, is some form of dry material. Now I've used sticks and leaves or grass clippings or whatever, but today we have some hay. And what you're going to do with this is just cover up all of your sheet material. Now, you really can't go too thick with this, but the purpose of this is to, again, thermo-insulate. Any sunlight that's coming on top of this will be blocked in large by the silica in the grass and in the hay in this case. And that'll, again, thermoregulate the ground, keep a nice little environment for your microorganisms in your plant roots. And as things start to dry out, it'll keep your paper from blowing away. And so you'll go ahead and give a nice thick layer and try not to compact it too much. And if you come across a plant, here we have a hydrangea that we're sheet mulching around, you can kind of pick back the branches and the leaves and just move a lot of your hay right under there, and then hydrangea or any plant that you want to sheet mulch around can just fill in right there. And so once you have these areas nice and covered, say you were doing this for a garden and not just to suppress weeds in a flower bed, what you would do here is first, before you even put the sheet down, your sheet material, you would put a layer of compost or of healthy soil there, so that when you put your sheets on top of it, that would add additional fertilizer, additional nutrients to that soil biome. If you have a healthy soil, you'll have healthy plants, as a general rule of thumb. And then, if you wanted, once you have the whole system set down and laid down, you would end up creating a little bird's nest all the way down to your sheet material, and you would either take your hands or take your knife and just punch through whatever sheet material you had, and then place your plant right in there. And its roots are going to be nice and cool. It'll retain a lot of moisture, and your plant will be able to grow without any competition or with any weeds and shade that goes on around it. So that's basic to sheet mulching. If you have any more questions or any concerns, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. And so I'm Frenchie Powell with Permaculture Northeast. If you like the video, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys around.